Why Bitcoin has been the best investment of this century, the 21st century, of course, and it still is, of course. The 21st century is just starting, um, and I do think that this century is going to be the century of digital assets. And when I say digital assets, of course, I mean only Bitcoin. So, in this presentation, I will show you why Bitcoin is the best investment you can make, and it's the investment of the 21st century. And if you don't invest in Bitcoin, you are missing out on a lot of gains. So here's the presentation: why Bitcoin has been the best investment of the century and still is, the truth behind number go up. Of course, I know a lot of people, they get into Bitcoin because they see the price goes up. For me, I got into Bitcoin because I was more of a anarcho-capitalist libertarian. I was interested in free market money, and that's what caught my attention into Bitcoin. And actually, that was also part of the reason why I didn't buy Bitcoin early on, because I didn't think of it as an investment asset. I thought of it as purely as a medium of exchange that is going to replace fiat currencies. But of course, I had to learn later on that money goes through phases. And one of the phases that money goes through, I'm going to explain this in one of my other videos. You can watch it, I will link it up here. But one of those phases is the phase of store of value. Money has to go through the sort of value phase before the price matures and it turns into a medium of exchange and units of account. So I started buying Bitcoin when I realized that it's the best investment asset and it's the ultimate sort of value for the time being. So it's the greatest investment ever. Of course, people who bought Bitcoin back in 2010, they made millions of dollars. So $1 invested in Bitcoin in 2010 equals millions today. And of course, most people didn't buy it at the time. It was too risky, too nobody knew what it was really. Nobody understood it at the time. So only like the true cypherpunks who bought it at the time, people who were into cryptography and cryptocurrencies, who were early. I mean, in 2010, I was still in high school. I didn't know shit about economics. I didn't know anything about money or crypto, or cryptography or any of that thing. I was mostly interested in magic at the time. So I didn't really buy it, or even if I wanted to buy it, I wouldn't be able to buy it. I'm from Morocco, and the banking sector in Morocco was really primitive at the time. I remember when I wanted to start my first online business back in late 20 in 2012, yeah, in mid 2012, I wanted to open PayPal, and I did open my PayPal account, but when I wanted to link it to my bank account, I couldn't receive the code, the four digit number that they send you in order to confirm the that you linked your PayPal account to the bank account. And so when PayPal sends me the code, I don't receive it. And I remember I went to the bank and I asked them, where is this code? I need to receive this code. And they didn't even know what PayPal was. So even if I wanted to buy Bitcoin at the time, I don't think I would have found a way to do it because, it was so primitive at the time. So yeah, Bitcoin outperformed in the past decade. It outperformed stocks, it outperformed gold, it outperformed real estate, bonds, it outperformed everything. And I have here a little infographic that shows the decade between 2013 and 2023. And you can see it compares major asset classes, and as you can see, Bitcoin outperforms everything in most years except for 3 years, in 2014, 2018, and 2022. But overall, Bitcoin is the best performing asset in this decade between 2023 and between 2013 and 2023. But of course, it's also outperformed everything last year in 2024. And basically, it's been the best performing asset. Nothing comes close. Nothing comes even close. So, and the great thing about all of this is that Bitcoin is a commodity. So it's not a company. There is no marketing team, no CEO. Nobody's bribing anyone to promote Bitcoin or to talk about Bitcoin. I mean, I think of Ripple when I say that. I mean, I made videos about XRP and why I think it's a shitcoin. And of course, Ripple, they pay artists to promote XRP. They lobby the government. They also spent $5 million to Peace Corps to talk shit about Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin doesn't do that because Bitcoin is not a company. There is no CEO. There is no marketing team. There is no budget behind it, really. There is just math and code and people who believe in the value proposition of Bitcoin, which is sovereign money, which is freedom money, which is sound money, money that ticks all the properties of sound money. And of course, I talked about that in my old videos. You can watch the greatest scam the world has ever seen, where I go through all those properties. I've made other videos. You can watch the video about Warren Buffett, where I say why Warren Buffett is wrong about Bitcoin, to learn more. So yeah, Bitcoin is completely organic. No one is in control. No one is in charge. No one is trying to prop up Bitcoin. Now, of course, if you are enjoying what you are watching, I will take a break from the presentation and I will ask you to subscribe to my channel. It's really gonna help a lot. I want to produce more videos. I want to provide more content on Bitcoin, educational content. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the other videos, subscribe to my channel, send it to a friend or two, and let's continue with the presentation. So, Bitcoin's secret weapon, ultimate scarcity. I think that's Bitcoin's secret weapon is its ultimate scarcity. Now, every 4 years, new Bitcoin supply is cut in half. And of course, we call this the halving. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin reward that the miners get from mining new blocks get cut in half. So, therefore, the supply is also cut in half. This creates a shock to the supply, which leads to price rises historically. Now, historically, after each halving event, every 4 years, the price goes up to a new all-time high. So this has been going on historically. And of course, this is the Bitcoin issuance schedule. As you can see, after each halving event, the inflation rate goes down, which means the supply goes down and more Bitcoin is being issued, but the Bitcoin reward is actually cut in half. So in the first 4 years, the reward was 50 Bitcoin. After the second halving event, after the first halving, only 25 Bitcoin. After the third one, no, sorry, after the first one, 50, after the second one, 25, after the third one, 12.5, and so on. So digital scarcity means price is going to keep going up forever. And of course, we know that Bitcoin is the ultimate scarce asset in the history of mankind. Gold is not scarce. Nothing is scarce. It's only Bitcoin because it's programmed in the protocol. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. More than 19.7 million already have been mined, and demand is increasing. Demand is increasing while the supply is shrinking, which means the price will keep going up. Institutions are buying up like crazy. We've seen last year in 2024, BlackRock has been buying a lot of Bitcoin. They are still buying right now. So that means the price will keep going up and the demand will keep going up, whereas the supply is shrinking. Of course, the network effect, more users mean more value. Metcalfe's law, as you can see here, it states that the value of a network increases proportionally to the square of the number of users connected to it. In simpler terms, the more users a network has, the more valuable it becomes. But the value doesn't increase linearly, rather it grows exponentially with each new connection. This law is often used to explain why platforms like with large user bases like social media or email are so valuable. Now, of course, Bitcoin is the largest crypto network in the world by every conceivable metric. By market cap, it's number one. By hash rate, it's number one. By institutional adoption, it's number one. By liquidity and trading volume, it's number one. By brand recognition, Bitcoin, of course, has the first mover advantage. It's the first cryptocurrency, it's the first crypto network. It's the most recognizable crypto network in the world. So it is the largest crypto network in the world. And as Michael Saylor says, of course, there is no second best crypto network. There is no second best crypto asset. Now, of course, nation states have been adopting Bitcoin. El Salvador was the first country to adopt Bitcoin. Donald Trump just signed the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve recently. Corporations now are buying Bitcoin. Strategy is the first one under the leadership of Michael Saylor. Other corporations now are buying Bitcoin. Metaplanet. I heard that Rumble also bought a lot of Bitcoin. Tesla bought a lot of Bitcoin a few years ago. ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs that were launched by BlackRock and Fidelity has been the best performing ETFs in the history of ETFs. So that tells you how much Bitcoin is a great asset. Now, you might be asking yourself, is it too late? Is it too late for me to buy Bitcoin? I mean, it's already over $100,000 now. I should have bought it when it was $1. I should have bought it when it was $10, $100, maybe even $5,000. But you have to keep in mind that it's not too late. Why? Because only 4% of the world population own Bitcoin. That means you are still early in terms of global adoption. Now, like I've said, go outside, talk to people you know, ask them about Bitcoin, and you're gonna realize that most people, first of all, they don't own Bitcoin. Second, they don't understand Bitcoin. Third, they're not even interested. Even if you try to tell them, they are not interested. I know people who have heard me talk about Bitcoin many times, and yet they still didn't buy it. They still didn't act on the information. So you are still early. And of course, I always say, if you think that $100,000 is a lot of money, compare it when Bitcoin reaches $200,000 or $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million or $10 million, and it will reach these milestones. Bitcoin will reach these prices. So you are not late. Why Bitcoin still has room to run? Now, fiat debasement continues with, of course, quantitative easing, inflation, and money printing. It's not going to stop anytime soon. Bitcoin is the hottest money the world has ever seen. It will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, nothing more, nothing less. No other asset, no other money in history had a capped supply. Not even gold, like I've said. Bitcoin, of course, is the ultimate store of value. It's the ultimate growth asset. It's going to keep going up forever because the supply is fixed and the demand will increase over time as Bitcoin appreciates in price and value and as more people understand it. Now, what is the bull case in one word? I would say it's scarcity. Bitcoin is the ultimate scarce asset. So that's why you need to buy it. So act now. Don't be like the people who have seen me talk about Bitcoin, who hear me say all these things and yet they still take no action to buy Bitcoin. But before you buy Bitcoin, I would advise you to learn about Bitcoin. Go watch my videos. Go watch other people's videos. Go watch Michael Saylor. Don't wait. Educate yourself. And once you educate yourself, buy a little bit of Bitcoin, play with it, see how it's going to go. And then once you get comfortable with it, start buying more. Like I've said many times, anytime is a good time to buy Bitcoin. A lot of people used to ask me when's a good time to buy Bitcoin. I just say anytime is a good time to buy Bitcoin. Whenever you have extra money, whenever you have money you want to invest, go buy Bitcoin with it. Lump sum beats dollar cost averaging. I made a video recently analyzing the strategies of investing into Bitcoin. There are three strategies. One of them is lump sum, the other one is dollar cost averaging, and the third one is the split strategy. So half lump sum, half dollar cost averaging. You can check the video here and understand which strategy is better, but you can also adopt the strategy that fits you better and suits you better. If you want to own the future, you have to own Bitcoin. Is the ultimate asset of the future, is the ultimate asset of the 21st century. Forget about stocks, forget about real estate, forget about index fund, forget about any other asset, to be honest. Bitcoin is the ultimate asset. It's the as Michael Saylor says, is the apex property of the 21st century. So yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. If you do, send it to a friend or two. You want your friend to be rich. You don't want to be rich by yourself. Spread the message of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sovereign money. Bitcoin is freedom money. Bitcoin is sound money. Bitcoin is the solution. Bitcoin is not just an investment, it's the solution to a lot of the world's problems that we face right now. Gary Economics is going viral because he's talking about the problems that the young people suffer from these days, and his solution is quite literally dangerous, which is taxation. I think that Bitcoin is a more practical, good solution to all of these problems. So spread the message, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and let me guys know what you want me to cover in the future. Again, if you have any question, write it in the comment section. I will do my best to answer all of your questions, and see you in the next one. Take care.